Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into some crazy lawyer tales. The night before last, they took blows side by side. Last night, Lylan did the math for Baoji if relying only on his pension. Baoji will never pay off his mortgage, but dropped the sponge case and all's negotiable. He hesitated long. In the end, he agreed. Before court, Boss Ewing patted Baoji's shoulder and he recalled that night years ago. He entered the courtroom with a heavy heart. After the trial started, the judge asked both sides to submit more evidence or else. The sponge case was in court today, and the defense argued for a re-evaluation of the mental state, but the appellate judge promptly shot that down, saying the chances of rehabilitation weren't scientific. Unfortunately, the judge denied the request. After Baoji's mental defense, Audley believed, "Death penalty ignores rehabilitation on the board, you're just ashes." So Baoji thought, since law can decide life and death, it should thoroughly examine the defendant's character. This includes exploring rehabilitation possibilities. The judge had a different opinion, believing the assessment of rehabilitation should be scientific, not pseudoscience. Empirical investigation should be assessed scientifically, not via logic debates or phenomenon descriptions. In short, the judiciary doesn't predict future humanity but judges based on facts. This debate is interesting. The end of science is theology, and the end of law is philosophy. After leaving the courtroom, Xiaoping found Baoji. He planned to leverage public opinion, but Baoji shot that idea down immediately. He told Xiaoping to remember one thing. If you want to survive comfortably in the system, learn to keep your mouth shut. This time, Xiaoping shouted back at Baoji, insisting he didn't become a judge just to enjoy comfort. Baoji warned Xiaoping that the waters in this case were too deep. No more entanglements, please. Xiaoping, being stubborn, decided to try his luck at the care house. Baoji gave in and took Lai Na along. The three hid in the car and unexpectedly spotted Xiao Lai. Lai Na sweet-talked Xiao Lai into dropping his guard. Xiaoping wanted to know if Abu was planning a premeditated crime, and Xiao Lai confirmed it. Abu planned to retrieve his passport and money, but the captain refused, so he thought about taking out the captain's whole family. Subtitles. Baoji took out a photograph of Kenny from his pocket and inquired of Xiao Lai whether he knew this individual. Xiao Lai nodded in acknowledgement. Xiao Lai explained that this guy had captured some bad stuff on the boat, so the captain and Dofu tossed him into the sea. Baoji brought up Abu's story, wondering if he had been mistreated. Xiao Lai said Abu had hurt his fingers on a rope, and there were no medical facilities in the boat. In the end, they had to use a knife to cut it off. Talk about a wild ride. 2 minutes, no crying allowed. Baoji wanted Xiao Lai to testify in court, but Xiao Lai shook his head vigorously. He said he owed a lot of money, and if he got deported, had been in really deep trouble. Baoji said he could help Xiao Lai stay local in exchange for something. Xiao Lai had to play ball. Once he was in court, he couldn't say that knife was stolen by Abu, and Abu never claimed he wanted to kill the captain's family either. Xiao Lai readily agreed. Then before leaving, he told Baoji that Abu's stuff was with him. As long as Baoji protected his kids, he'd hand over the goods. Meanwhile, Anming was nearby, eyeing Xiao Lai who was about to leave. The next day, Baoji called Chen Linqiu to say he had found a witness. Chen Linqiu happened to be in Old Xing's office. The committee had just shot down the Fei referendum that morning. Old Xing said he had done his best. Chen Linqiu opened the topic again, urging Xing to think it over. Now that the witness was secured, it was clear to Old Xing that the results could get tricky. After hanging up, Baoji arrived at the basketball court, and Xiaoping scoffed at the idea of calling the professor's testimony fake. Baoji disagreed, stating that debates are all about everyone voicing their opinions. He bluntly said that Xiaoping's feelings for Lena weren't pure. He just feared Lena would get entangled in perjury charges. Furious, Xiaoping stormed out of the gym and arranged to meet Lena. The two spent the night translating the first trial's recordings at a convenience store. Coincidentally, one of the group members showed up at Xiaoping's place while he was still out. Feeling bored, he turned on the computer and found a pile of group photos. Meanwhile, Chen Linqiu arranged a meet with Li Jin, hoping he'd agree to a psychological assessment. Subtitle: Old Li was extremely stubborn, accusing Chen Lin-Qiu of attempting to gain fame by exploiting a murder case. Chen Lin-Qiu stated that he just didn't want any more senseless killings to happen. Old Liu insisted he would only work collaboratively. The next day, a news story blew up on trending. The assistant lawyer involved in the seaside murder case was found to be having an affair with a beautiful Indonesian translator, and the scandal quickly spread like wildfire, becoming well known throughout the entire city. In light of his son's future, Ping had Xiao Ping transfer late at night out of the palace city, another bad tidbit coming up. Bao Ji couldn't reach Xiao Lai, and it dawned on him that there seemed to be an invisible hand controlling the outcome of it all. He cleared Lena's salary and stated the court would send a new translator. He told Lena not to worry about the case anymore. Lena was concerned the new translator wouldn't be up to snuff. She was even more worried that Abby might get the death penalty. Bao Ji helplessly replied that the outcome would be the same. As Bao Ji entered court, Orhan told him Bao Dad fell into the sea last night and was now unconscious in ICU. Bao Ji hesitated but eventually walked into the courtroom, asking the judge for a delay in the trial. Now that the witness was missing, Liu Jian called it a ghost defense. The judge accepted this proposal. He requested both parties present summarized arguments in court, when suddenly Lena burst into the courtroom. She exclaimed that the witness really existed. The judge dismissed the request to produce evidence and let the arguments commence. Liu Jian only asked 3 questions: who killed the person, why, and how should they be punished? The first 2 had solid proof, and as for punishment, he demanded to uphold the first trial's death sentence. The judge asked Bao Ji if he had anything to say, and Bao Ji fell silent for a moment. He gradually stood up and said, "Being born in 8 foot gators made me feel quite unlucky. Because working in a fishing port means you're not always the fish on the boat overworked, underfed, and facing violence and abuse daily. And iumlaut et letter 3ca a tilde divided by pound sign 10 direct reflects a quarter w grov iumlaut ucute grov y letter 3ca acute iumlaut cyrillic letter 4 bb et cyrillic letter 4e3 I circumflex g cedilla copyright." The second trial verdict for the seaside murder case is out today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel now.